You got louder when we started. I gotta pop that down again.
Ah!
Oh no, wrong way.
Oh, wrong
You
way?
made it louder and worse.
Oh,
Hello, everyone.
oh yeah.
Welcome to Daddio.
Welcome, Daddies.
Now you're too quiet. Oh man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's about to. Hey, welcome to the Daddio show, where you're gonna hear some stuff from daddies.
It's the ASMR dish. Hey, I believe somewhere off the coast of Cuba at the moment. On my way back.
Like are you on a boat?
I am on a boat.
That it's a room on a boat? That looks like you're living the high life. That looks like a nice room.
It is. That's my bed, my little circle window.
I could do that. I thought rooms on boats were much smaller.
Not on the ship I'm on now, the last one. I was talking to somebody, and part of my contract is literally like, hey, don't like divulge details of like your accommodations and stuff to guests. But I was talking to somebody at home, not on the ship, after I got off that one. And they're like, so when you go, do you have like, do they just like put you up in like a crew room? And when I did one of the other lines, it was just like, I had to go in a crew area, which they told me I wasn't allowed to go to. But I was like, well, that's where you told me my room is.
Yeah, I remember.
But this line, much nicer. This is comparable to the rooms that I've been in on all the ships. But I have a porthole window, and somebody at home who goes on a lot of cruises, when they found out I have a porthole and not a window, they were like trying to get upset on my behalf. And I was like, oh, I draw that curtain first thing. I bring binder clips with me and my luggage everywhere to clamp the curtains closed. Like I'm not looking out that window. I would love an interior room, honestly.
I don't think I've ever. Well, I mean, I've never had a hotel. So, like traveling and doing shows, like a hotel room, whether we book it ourselves, whether it's through Ignite Hospitality or the venue puts us up. I have never been.
Ignite hooked me up in Rochester. I love that place.
I've never have been in a hotel where I have been like, yeah, but what's the view? I'm not saying that I won't be.
I'll check it. I'm like curious. I'll look out the window to see what's out there.
Sure.
But right now it's ocean.
It's more. Usually I do that because I'm more curious about who can see into me.
Right, who can see you jorking?
Yeah, who can
like
see
when I was in Cartagena, the hotel they put me up in, very nice. I looked out the window. The view was just like the side of the next building. I was like, great. I'm going to close these curtains immediately.
This means as much to me as a beautiful vista.
Yeah.
I'm saying for me, like I could give two shits if like I look out my window and there's the stunning beach. I'm like, yep, that's a view. Now, I guess the question would be is, do I want to go to the beach? Probably not.
Nah. I mean, I like it. So the hotel I was at had a rooftop pool and bar area.
It's pretty sweet.
So if I wanted a nice view, pop up there, look at the ocean. Great. Yeah. Then go back down to my dark, quiet room. Like that's
how I felt though, like my whole life. Like when I lived in Chicago, the apartment so when I first moved up, I went up for a bachelor party for a friend that
plug this back in.
I was more friends with my brother was friends with this guy Richard, and who was getting married to Esteban. And Eric, my brother, was currently living in Chicago, had been for a year, living in the South Loop near the Soldier Field Stadium, and had a roommate in this.
Chicago's one of the few cities where you can say stuff like that, and I was like, I know where that is.
Yeah. Kind of.
Like I've been there enough times and to different parts of it where like I have a rough idea of the layout.
Yeah, it's small enough and it's big enough. Where like my experience now, last year, I mean, I've been in New York before last year, but kind of tooling around myself as an adult. New York, I'm just like, this place is ginormous. It is insane.
Oh, I mean, New York, I know, but that's just proximity. Like,
yeah,
I've been there. I used to work there. I've done shows all over it. Like, I know New York pretty well.
Finally,
but I'm going to St. Louis tomorrow. And if you told me like, oh, what neighborhood are you going to be in?
No idea. Yeah,
I know. I know there's
So
the
we,
Arch. I know there's the Chess Museum, and I know they're not close enough to walk from one to the other with a 9-year-old with you.
when we finally got our own apartment, it was Grayson Halstead in Boys Town, and I picked the smaller of the room as my brother was getting ready to be getting his fellowship as a doctor, was paying more money for the apartment and
Mm.
deserved the giant room that was connected to a
Yeah,
bathroom. My room was a room that fit a bed and had a very tiny toilet bathroom connected to it. Like, the fact that my current my
that's
current
what
and
I got.
only hopefully wife Allie spent the night in that room, as
Yeah,
when she described, because I was doing a lot of theater, a lot of different comedy, a lot of improv and stuff. I would have black trash bags because I never took out my clothes. I just had them sitting in black trash bags for the 4 years that we lived there. I had
fascinating.
a double-sided giant dildo sitting next to my bed because I had used it multiple times in different sketch shows and stuff. I had a
Oh, I
Freddy
thought you were just
claw.
doing saying. I thought you added that for my benefit when you heard me laugh at double sided or
No,
double ended, whatever.
no. So, like, first time Allie spent the night, I wasn't just like, oh, let me clean up this red room. It was just all there, and she's just like, huh. And like, there's a drippy air wall unit air conditioner that just
Mhm.
dripped water the whole, like, it was. But again, when you're of a certain age, and also because of how I was at that time, like, usually staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning every night, a, be-
Sure,
a
you're a wild
bedroom
man.
a bedroom was a place where I slept. And I kind of still feel that way for a lot of things, like we were talking about, like something with a view. It matters now to me more that I have sheets and that I have a box springs and that I
Yeah,
have a
I want the bed to
comfortable.
be comfortable.
Yeah. But
If it's
that's
got a
not how
nice
it always
TV,
was. Yeah, I'm not a TV in the bedroom person. Are you?
not at home, but in
Okay.
a hotel room.
Sure.
I mean, I've noticed a trend in the last 6 months to a year, really, because before that, it was rare where like hotel room TV, you can just plug an HDMI into it. That is increasingly common, which I love. I mean, I'm
Hell
happy to
yeah.
sit there and watch Buckaroo Banzai on the iPad if I'm
Yeah.
so like when I was in Cartagena, it had a big TV in the room, but I couldn't plug anything into it, and all of the channels were in Spanish. It's like, all right, watching
Well,
stuff on the iPad tonight.
I guess Glenn Tickle isn't supposed to be. I guess Glenn Tickle has to do the entertaining, but Glenn Tickle himself cannot get entertained unless it is in Espanol.
Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time. Like I flew in and got on the ship the next day. I didn't spend a lot of time in Cartagena. Also, half the people told me it's pronounced Cartagena, and the other half said Cartagena. I don't know who to trust. So if you feel strongly about it one way or the other, I don't know what to tell you. Um,
I'm gonna say your first
I
one's. I'm gonna say your first one's right.
I know so little Spanish that
God, this is the
genuine.
synchronicities. Uh, Anna asked me this morning. I had to take her to a wellness check, and she ended up getting a flu shot that she did very well on. So she had a good enough
Good for
morning.
her.
So she got a waffle at Waffle House, went and had breakfast. But she slyly tries to get what she wants. So she's just like, "Can I watch videos on your phone?" I was just like, "No." And she's like, "Do you have any games on your phone?" I was like, "Even if I did, I wouldn't let you play them." I was like, "No." I was like, I don't play games on my phone. Um, it's a tiny computer for everything else, but yeah, just not a real much of a gamer." And she's like, "Well, you could learn how to speak Spanish like Uncle Eric,
Yeah,
and you could make
you
yourself
could.
smarter." And I was like, "Yeah, I could. I did 2 years of Spanish though, and in high school." And then so then Anna was like quizzing me on Spanish. I'm like, I don't know. I'm a stupid American, and everybody else
Yeah,
is smarter.
my kids take Spanish at school, and sometimes they will ask me, "Daddy, do you know how to say this in Spanish?" And I'm like, "No, here's what it is in Hungarian."
Do
Um,
you know how to speak Hungarian? Then get off my
yeah.
fucking dick.
Well, that's the thing. Is like I have this trip. I forget where I'm going next. Another Spanish speaking country to
St.
meet the
Louis.
ship.
Oh,
Um, and it's like, oh, I know learning Spanish would be useful,
incredibly. And so
particularly
Anna,
for as much as I'm traveling, even just at home. Great. I am worried it will push the Hungarian that I've learned out of my brain, and I worked too hard to get it in there.
that
Like,
is a very wow, I can't believe how naked you just came off by what you said, because I would assume a smug genie would have infinite room for all
no, I'm bad at
learned
languages,
things.
man. I took French for 4 years in high school and withdrew from like intro level French at college because like, oh, I didn't actually retain any of this. I don't know.
Because
And
you also, because again, even though I'm saying that like Americans, we are traditionally like, as Anna was flummoxed to learn, is that most other people from other countries,
yeah,
English, if they speak it, is like their fourth language or their third. They know it, they know enough to get by. Where like Americans, it's like, what's your second language? And it's just like comfort food or The
yeah.
Office.
Well, the the thing in Hungary, if you're in Budapest, almost everybody can get by with English. Like it wouldn't have been a problem if I didn't know a word of it. They told me like the further you get outside of the cities, the less you're gonna come across that. So I went to
So city
a
has, so
smaller
what we
town.
just found out is cities have learned people. Outskirts and rural are fucking hicks.
No, it's just that they have to deal with more tourists. I think is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like more people from English speaking countries are going to visit Budapest than Veszprem, you know?
But I'm
So when I
saying in
went
the
to
break,
Veszprem,
but I'm not. I mean, I made a generality that's a joke, but that
mhm,
is typically how you would look at the differences between rural and city. Wouldn't you
not
say
how I
that
would look
there's,
at it. Me
I'm asking
specifically, not
you
really.
that there is a higher intelligence population inside of a city than there is in rural outskirt areas.
I don't I don't think it's based on metro area. I think it's right. I mean,
Hot
a
topic.
lot of a lot of cities have universities and stuff where like people are going to get educated, but I don't think it's like, oh, well, if you live in a densely populated area, it makes you smarter than if you're a farmer. Like that's insane.
No, no, no. I think that one to one is not. But I think that there is in cities. So you're saying just because there is a
I
larger
mean,
population, you're probably
it's
going to
just
get.
as an insane statement as like the conservative idea that like, oh, cities are sinful. Everybody who lives in cities is out there sinning. You gotta live in the real America. Like that's
Oh,
it's just
I
as
don't think
dumb
that
of a
there's
statement.
I don't think there's more. Yeah, but I think there's truth to shit. And when you speak in absolutes, that's when you get. I'm not saying only smart
Yeah, no,
people live in the
I
city.
saw Empire too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I that's I'm sorry. I love that that is
I don't need you quoting Yoda again. Or
that's the
no, that's
only
in one of
thing.
the prequels, right?
No, it's the prequel. It's
Only
what I was getting ready
that's
to say. Is it's the only thing from the prequels that I will regularly bring up without being sarcastic or cynical. It is
what
the
that the
one
statement.
earnest. You should never
But the
speak in
statement
absolutes.
only says deal in absolutes is itself an absolute. So shut the fuck up, Yoda. You don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Can't wait for you to get turned into a baby.
Yoda speak in the prequels is infuriating. All of Yoda's portrayal in the prequels is infuriating, but yes.
All
But yeah,
Yoda,
okay.
get him out of there.
So yeah, so people outside of the city not as fluent in the English. They don't see as
Yeah,
much
but it's
need
not
for
an
it.
education thing. It is if you live in Budapest,
So
you are interacting with people
okay.
trying to speak to you in English.
Put that aside. Budapest. This is everywhere globally. You think it has nothing to do with intelligence. What do you think about a majority of most Americans only being able to speak one language then? Does that have nothing to do with intelligence
No.
or pride
Again,
or perspective?
it's we don't need to. There's no necessity.
Now who's talking like a conservative? We don't need to?
You don't. You've made it to
For
40
privilege. Yeah, for privilege. So
without,
I don't
no, it's not a
need to.
necessity. Yes.
You don't think that
Why
we
be
could
weird?
I'm not being weird. I'm just saying you don't think I could be a better person and be smarter if I also had to know other languages? Do you
I
think?
didn't
So
say
wait,
that
sorry.
at
Let me
all.
let me
It's
let
got
me.
nothing to do with it.
No. Genuine question. Do you
I have
think
never
having higher
Shut your mouth.
intelligence, you can speak more languages?
No.
Okay. So
It's just you know
so
more languages.
okay. So that is not a sign of intelligence.
Most Americans don't speak more than one language because they do not lead a lifestyle where they need to speak more than one language. If you live on the border of France and Germany, you probably speak French and German because there's enough overlap with people in France, people in Germany interacting where it's like, well, yeah, like if I run into a German guy, I want to be able to talk to him. If you live in a border state in the United States, you probably know some Spanish because you're interacting with more Spanish speaking people. If you live in suburban New Jersey, it doesn't come up a lot. Like when I worked as a waiter, the kitchen staff all also spoke English, but would speak to each other in Spanish. It's like, oh, like if I knew Spanish, I would know what they were saying. If I worked in the kitchen, I would probably have to learn some of it. But I was front of house, so I didn't need to.
Okay, just a quick search. I'm not proving a point. This is a question that I have, I think, cursorily thought about, but haven't gone into. I Googled, is there a correlation between being able to speak multiple languages and higher intelligence? The first AI overview says there is a nuanced relationship between bilingualism and cognitive ability, with evidence suggesting that managing multiple languages can improve executive functions like task switching and inhibitory control. But this doesn't mean speaking multiple languages directly equates to higher intelligence or an inherently superior brain. Instead, the bilingual advantage is more about enhanced cognitive control and potentially delaying the onset of dementia, okay, rather than a direct correlation with overall intelligence. And then there's, if you're interested, anybody listening, the breakdown of that, why it says cognitive benefits, and then why it's not higher intelligence, but getting more into personality exposure, and
If you're
more
smart, it's
information on
probably
dementia.
easier to learn another language, but it's easier to learn things when you're smart. That's what being smart is. Like it doesn't matter if it's a language or the lineup for the Mets, or like whatever it is. Like
yeah, I mean, I understand everything that you're saying about the necessity and the kind of requirement within your world, within your community. But it, for me, I think most Americans saying that they don't need it is, I think they live in a time bubble. I think that is to change with the examples that you just gave of Europe. I think for the same reasons.
But
you're right. I mean, you're right.
Most, even international
archaic.
tourism.
Yeah.
Most international tourism, you're going to come across places where people can at least speak at a tourist level to you as someone who only speaks English. Like most of the places you're going to go, right? Like when I was in Colombia, I didn't spend much time in like the touristy area around the seaport. Where if I did, I probably would have had an easier time than when I was just walking around near my hotel, which was like a kind of touristy area, but it wasn't like just this is where tourists are getting off of a ship, so we are going to be able to speak English to them so they buy whatever we're trying to sell them. Um, Having to interact with people I already don't love, having to do it in a language that I truly do not understand. Like I know like Sesame Street. I can count to 10. I know some colors. That's about it. Um, but like conversely, when I went to Budapest, I was the one. I was like trying to get people to switch back to Hungarian when I was talking to them
Mm-hmm.
because I was doing a bad job, and they clocked it as like
We're gonna
English.
let you
Yeah,
off
all
the
right.
hook. Yeah.
And I was like, no, like, come on. I've worked on this for like a year. Can you help a guy out?
And they're just like,
Uh,
oh my god.
the one dude, was
If
getting,
this was a Lifetime TV movie.
yeah. When I went to Veszprem, the smaller town, that's still it's on Lake Balaton, which is like the big resort kind of vacation place, like the Jersey Shore of Hungary,
Hmm.
basically. So it's tourists, but it's mostly tourists from Hungary, maybe a few people from other countries, but it's like that's where Hungarians vacation. So a couple people knew English. I had to ask for help with directions at the train station because I heard an announcement that I knew was about my train, but by the time I realized it was about my train, wasn't paying attention to the first part of it, so I had to ask. Um, but when I went to get dinner, my when I was in Veszprem, I was like, I'm not gonna be interacting with a lot of people. I'm gonna see if I can get by just Hungarian. So I went like got myself, a bottle of water and some snacks at the grocery store. Was walking around a bit, and then I went to a pizza place to get dinner. I was like, all right, this is like the AP level test. Can I get through dinner without this guy realizing I am very bad at Hungarian? And it was going great until like the very end, and he clocked that it wasn't like my native language, and he kept trying to speak to me in English, and I'm like, sorry, can we please try in Hungary? Like I'm trying to get back. And he seems so
Hmm.
annoyed. He's like, I'm not here to help you study, man. Like, can you
Oh,
just?
so you showed him. Oh my god! What's great is he realized that you aren't from Hungary, and that you are every American and stubborn and trying to force.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, God damn. He's like, all right. How was you had Colombian coffee in Colombia, right?
Yes.
And was it
It was good.
better? Okay, okay. It felt
It's
like
good. I mean, coffee is good.
yeah, yeah.
I
Good coffee is good.
Any coffee is good.
Mm.
More to like when people are like, "Oh, even bad pizza is good because it's pizza." That's not true. There's bad pizza that exists in the world.
I've said that.
I
I've
will
equated
drink.
that to horror movies.
I will drink just about any garbage coffee you put in front of me, and as
Ew,
much and
going back
like
to hotels without views, like those styrofoam cups, like that Days In that one time.
I don't the styrofoam cup. I don't. That is less appealing to me than not even like from an environmental standpoint. I don't like the way it feels.
Same,
Um.
same. I don't like drinking from lids, like a Starbucks lid or whatever, or any
Oh,
like plastic lid. I don't like it. Then I taste lid.
I forget where I was, but the place had a great plastic lid. Like it fit so well. I didn't taste it, and it's like,
Oh,
oh, I hope this becomes the new stand. Like the shape of it was nice. It wasn't like you weren't feeling like the edge on your lip.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I forget where it was, but it was the most pleasant plastic lid drinking experience I've
I
ever had.
I I will
Um,
I will let my hot beverage because I once in a blue moon will I get excuse me an iced coffee, but I will let that coffee get cool by quickly removing that lid, and like I will weirdly my pace while walking will be different so I don't spill it just to get rid of that lid. I
yeah, I don't love it.
hate
Tim
lids.
Hortons recently switched their plastic lids because they would just rip off like a
Yeah,
10% wedge, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
the points would like jab
Yes,
into your lip.
hate it.
Um, they recently switched, thankfully. Um,
I
no,
did
but I
have
will
I,
like.
I have
Well,
one personal I had a personal question to ask you because I don't think I found out and I didn't know if you felt comfortable about talking about it yet, but was your other
what's
evaluation,
that?
your follow-up.
Oh, I will find out next week.
Okay. I didn't know if you knew and just busy and didn't want
No,
to say
oh, I
or
will
okay.
let you know immediately, dog. For as much as I talk about it on this show, you're I mean, I'll probably tell my wife first.
Sure.
But oh, you're getting it. You're getting a text. It might happen. I have the appointment basically right after the show next week.
Oh, great.
So, like, assuming we do 9 a.m.,
Yeah.
I will get off the call,
I should
get
be
on
good.
Zoom with the doctor. And again, like, I don't know what to expect because I felt this way the last time. It was like, wow, she seemed to really think I was autistic. I think I really autismed it up in there. But this was but just over Zoom. It was a different evaluation. It wasn't the ADOS 2, the one that's made for babies. It was the
Because she
I'm
realized you were a
blanking on it.
grown ass man when she
Migdus, I think
administered.
Migdus. But it's the one that like I thought the other lady should have used because like, well, I'm an adult. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's more designed for late diagnosis as an adult because it takes into account the idea that like, well, you've made it this far, so clearly you're doing something to blend in. So I was talking about like the eye contact and all of it. But also, I'm like, I'm sorry I keep bringing this up. I'm really still quite mad at the other lady. And
Mm-hmm.
she's like, I don't know why she would have used that evaluation on you. I told her the other reasons that she said. So I feel good about it now, but because of how the results went last time, it's like, I don't know. I might get on Zoom next week and find out I'm not autistic because I'm too tall. Like, I don't know.
Oh, did I tell you the you're familiar with the 504? Did I tell you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for
You
Anna,
mentioned
did I
when
tell
we
you
had Tanya on.
why in the meeting that they said she might be guaranteed to get it?
No, because
It's
she's
for
your
the
kid. She's like, look at
no,
you.
it's for the sole purpose that she might be guaranteed to get it pushed through. The only reason that would guarantee it so far is that she has an EpiPen and has an allergy to peanuts.
Mm,
Has nothing to do with her learning, which is why the
right.
504 would be put in place. But because she could die from a peanut allergy, that might be what guarantees that she is given granted permission to have a 504, which would allow her to the main reason is to test in a way that she is able to with having
Yeah,
ADHD and anxiety without it being a
that's what we're
detriment.
trying to figure out with one of my kids is like what accommodations would help. Like what that's what we're trying to figure out now
Mm,
is like what to ask for because it's like there's pretty standard of like, oh, they get a little more time on a test or like they can take a test in a separate quieter
mm.
room, which are all reasonable asks, I think. But it's like, I don't know if those are gonna matter to her. Like, I don't know if that's actually gonna.
I just know every
So I
doctor
don't
that
know.
we've talked to with Anna, whether it be her therapist, whether it be the doctor who gave us the results of the full evaluation,
Dr.
or
Zayas, he wasn't really
Dr.
sure
Zayas.
because he's
Dr.
an
Zayas.
orangutan from the future.
He's look, I'm sorry. I am not what you would refer to as a monkey. But if you would
Yeah,
like to
no,
call
that's
me
like a
that,
slur here.
yeah.
We really don't like it.
The other question, I had two other questions that kind of tie themselves into it, and I don't want us to be angry for the next 35 minutes of this
Ooh,
podcast.
at each other?
No,
Are
I'm
you about to
never,
say some shit? Are you about to
angry.
start some shit, Ricky? Are you about to start some shit, Ricky Glore?
I'm about to start some shit because it falls under one of my, and I've held it in. You told me this via text, and I won't get into the specifics. It falls under the thing that annoys me in comedy so much. The gatekeeper slash the opinion
Women.
maker
They
slash
shouldn't do it, Ricky says. Stay in the kitchen, ladies.
more 100% more women. I think even some dudes that are doing it well should be forced to quit. But who a, who a comedian is? Well, Glenn, would you say John Candy was a comedian?
Oh, yeah, I would.
Yeah. Would you say Catherine O'Hara, even though
Absolutely.
she's
I
never
will.
done
Hey,
stand
hey,
up
look.
before?
I'm not gonna call this person out by
I
name.
know, I'm not either.
I texted you
I know.
when I
It
heard
drives.
this because
I'm only bringing it up because it drives me insane.
I screamed so loud. Like I I yell at my phone a lot when I'm listening to podcasts, when someone says something wild. One podcast that I will be clear, I like this podcast. I like the hosts.
You also like to hate listen to it sometimes, it seems.
Sometimes I think I scream at this podcast more than any other podcast that I enjoy. I will not say which one it is. Smart listeners, you guys can probably figure it out.
Dumb listeners.
Dumb listeners who only speak one language, you're on your own. No, there was one recent episode of a podcast that I enjoy very much where one of the hosts, a person whose work I admire, said that Eugene Levy's not really a comedian. And oh boy,
Not
I yelled
technically a
so
comedian.
loud at my phone that my 7-year-old daughter came from across the house to make sure I was okay because she thought I'd hurt myself.
I love that you thought that
you're gonna
I
tell me
would.
SCTV's Eugene Levy is a real comedian? Shut your mouth.
Well, so as it is discussed is the thing that is the thorn in my side is I've experienced this at such a local cliquey level, not just me, but just like overhearing people break down, and we've discussed on the show the sanctity of comedy and what does that mean, even as far as a stand-up. Now, you said when this comment was made on the podcast,
if you told me
how
Levy
far
is
in the
stand-up
episode
comedian,
I would
say, yeah.
from my
I don't know that
knowledge,
he's ever done stand-up.
yeah,
I know he's performed like live on stage in like sketch and stuff.
mm-hmm.
He might have done solo characters. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mostly know Eugene Levy's film work, but yeah, I don't know. Dude's a comedian, no question.
And Mike Birbiglia is a comedian, and Hannah Gadsby is a comedian, and what they do is a subsection genre of stand-up. But that also stand-up is a subgenre of comedy.
Before I unsubscribed to Birbiglia's podcast and unsubscribed my interest in his career, he talked about how people would like bring it up when he started doing these like kind of like more theater
one-man shows,
really.
Yeah. Narratively driven.
Where they're like, oh, when are you going to get back to doing stand-up? I think was how somebody put it. And he's like, no, this is still...
And he gave him one of these?
Stand-up. Yeah, and I was like, I agree with him. It's still stand-up. I just disagree with him that we should have Nazis on our podcast and be like, hey, give the Nazi a chance. You know, like that's where Mike and I part ways.
Give him a minute.
I think the title of the episode is like, give him 10 seconds. No, Nazis get 0 seconds, Mike. Sorry, bud.
Oh, I told you. I'm pretty sure on this podcast. Again, I'm not. If it's all for dramatic purposes. Like you screaming at your phone, that's for a dramatic purpose. If you felt
it's usually when I'm alone in my car, but I happen to be home with my children when I.
But it's for your dramatic. Even if you're at home alone in a car, it's for your dramatic purposes.
It makes me feel better when somebody says something. And the reason I usually do it when I'm alone, or I do it a couple times when I know my children are home and might hear me. But I don't do it. Like I was just walking around the pool deck of the ship earlier this morning and heard something on a podcast that made me want to yell, but I didn't because other people were around. And I didn't want them to think I'm an insane person. So that was like, I mean, that's part of the thing with doing the one autism evaluation over the other, the one that's for children, right? Children don't understand. If you scream randomly in public, people think you're crazy. If you get to 42, you've learned that along the way, right? Mm-hmm. Like even if your impulse is to do a weird thing, you know other people will think it is weird. So it is like ingrained in you to like hide it.
What you're talking about
like
is safety. Safety. You understand safety.
Yeah, like the repetitive hand motion thing. Like this one I will do around pretty much, it's minor enough that like I don't feel that insane. I do a bigger one where it's like, oh, I can't do that in public. Where it's like it's hard to. I tried explaining this in the first evaluation where she was asking. I was like, oh, if I get like, I guess excited, where it's like I I do like a weird double karate chop thing, but like I can't. It's like it's this, but like fast, and my whole body is very tense. And like I can't fake do it. Um, but I know it's like, oh, I can't do that when people are around. You know, they'd
Hmm.
be like, what are you doing?" Um,
Because you also
that made
don't want to put yourself in an unsafe situation, and you don't want people's lack of knowledge of who you are to think that you are not a safe person to be around.
Yeah, and it's
There's just a lot
just
of reasons.
and it's I've done it in front of people enough times as like a kid to know, oh, if I do that, people are going to ask me why I did that. It's going to be at like the very least an awkward conversation. At the worst, I'm going to get like bullied for it.
I know
So it's like, oh,
you.
we got to like tamp this down.
You do any sort of tick or anything, and I know you, and I'm gonna assume, unless it is something that is so out of the ordinary, and me caring for you, knowing for you, if
Yeah,
I
because we're in
felt that
love.
you were unsafe or that I could be unsafe, I will say, "Hey, are you okay? Or do you need anything?"
Yeah, if like I had a tick where I just started like balling my fists and swinging my arms wildly, like yeah, that would be like
Oh, I'm saying
a
even the karate
standout.
move. If it just was uncharacteristic, that it seemed like you needed attention more than a nerve or almost like a stretch,
Yeah,
I would be concerned. So here's the other thing. Here's what I didn't say before is, um I I was taken aback seeing the clip of Dave Attell on Kill Tony, where they then rip Mark Maron, and he just sits there,
yeah.
and while they just say, like, fine, have your opinions on him. Maron has his own superiority opinions, um, or superior opinions, but for Attell not to stand up at all.
Marin posted a photo of them together recently, I think at the Comedy Store, after you pointed that out, and I was like,
Mhm.
I wonder if that's what they talked about. Because like the
I
caption
would.
was like, oh, like we run into each other every couple years, talk for about 15 minutes, and then we're good for the next 5 years or whatever. It's like, I
Mhm.
wonder if that came up.
There's a
I don't
fantastic
know.
interview, and I don't know what number it is or how many times he had appeared, but Marin does an episode with Attell. Attell most of the time is not promoting anything, which is also fantastic. And he's interviewing him on like a pool deck, like outside at a pool, and like Attell has like a bag of like candy, like that you would get at like a Walgreens or something, because he's clearly like doing it's a fantastic listen. And ever since then, I'm like, okay, there's these old crotchety comedians who are very particular that I can see you and I having similarities. Like, the longer that you're in this, you're gonna
Yeah,
have
people are always comparing us to David Tell. Yeah,
and
it's
Mark
agreed.
Maron. Yeah, we are the David Tell and Mark Maron of our class, of our generation. But there is this almost like brotherhood slash, like, when I listen to that class, when I listen to like Marin talk to a David Cross or a Sarah Silverman or anybody from that era, or even a Birbiglia, like, clearly people have their differences. But I did, and I don't know how Marin felt about it. I haven't heard Attell talk about it. Haven't really looked for it, but nothing felt more like a Julius Caesar moment to me by seeing Attell there just quietly, like, not speaking up at the Nuremberg trials, which is funny because it was on Kill Tony and it was Tony Hinchcliffe
Right.
bitching about Marin. So the other thing is, and I just saw
I hate that
Bill
dude.
Burr release a statement. What do you think about
Oh, defending performing for Saudi billionaires.
yeah.
I
What's Because we
I
didn't talk
looked at
about
the
the
list
Jimmy
of who
Kimmel
was
of it all, because that
I
took a
was
week to
looking
get
at the
righted.
list of performers, and I think I've been pretty clear in the history of this show how quickly I am to write people off for like pretty minor things.
Hmm.
I didn't have to cross anybody off my list that I already didn't really give a shit about when I saw the
Bill,
list of who's
so
performing at the
Burr,
Riyadh Comedy Festival.
I
Burr is
don't
the closest
love
one
closest.
because I don't like his stand up, but I like hearing him talk about stand up.
I
you
like the
know?
way his brain works, and one of my favorite, similar to Louis C.K. I liked Louis C.K. as a writer on other things. I had never
I was a
cared for
big
her
fan of
as a
his
performer
until Pervert. Like,
until he
or, I mean,
tried
not
to
Pervert, because
put
look,
out that
if
black
you're
and white movie with Chloe Grace Moretz and the movie that will never see the light of
long
day.
before that, uh, that was probably
That was
the
nail in the
most
coffin for me.
challenging one for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that coffin was dead, buried long before that, for me. But because I was such a fan of his, whereas
Yeah.
like Burr, it's like, look, man, I love how you think about this art that we both do. I like your approach to it. I don't
Ditto.
actually like what you're putting out. So like, I'm not that emotionally invested in Bill Burr. But if he's going to go perform for Saudi billionaires, all right, we're done here, man. Like, hey, because I used to be like way more negative on him, but like over recent years, like
You've
he's
softened.
like kind of winning me over. Not again, not through his work, but like hearing him in interviews and stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I like how you are approaching your craft. Now I don't care. I don't care to ever listen to another thing that guy has to say. But
Mayor.
yeah, like, oh, it's
Yeah.
not like, oh God, now I can't listen to Louis C.K. anymore.
Now you can't listen to
I
Shane
will.
Gillis.
Hey, I
So wait,
no, because he
what's
turned it down. I was gonna say
no?
I've shit on Gillis a lot on this podcast.
I saw him
He
talk
turned
about
it
it.
down.
I thought okay.
If
I
I'm
will.
wrong and he ended up doing it, I mean, still obviously fuck him forever. But again, and not be like, oh well, now I think he's great. But he talked about turning it down, uh, and it's like that's good. Like you did a good thing.
All right, I'm
Are you
pulling it.
checking to see if he did it? I know he
Yeah.
got offered.
Holy shit. Have people dropped out or have people been added?
I hope people dropped out.
Fuck, Jimmy Carr, Kevin Hart,
Yeah, got Jimmy Carr, another one. It's like I don't like your stuff, but
Sam Morril, Pete
hearing you in
Davidson,
interviews,
Aziz Ansari is now on it.
yeah, yeah. No, he was on it for. He's been on. Which great timing to promote your new movie, dog.
Russell Peters, Sebastian Maniscalco.
I love.
Holy shit.
I
You're right,
love that
Gillis is not
Aziz
on it.
Ansari crawled out from under the rock
Wait, Whitney
of
Cummings is on this now?
yes, horrible person. Whitney Cummings was probably first to sign up.
Oh my god, this thing Gabriel Iglesias. Oh my sweet.
Yeah,
More to come. That's just
I did have one person online give me the old like, oh, you're just pissed you didn't get asked. I was like,
I've already had to
I've
make that
turned down
decision.
gigs
Yeah.
I would have liked to do for
Yeah.
way less.
I would have liked a television credit. I am not taking Mike Huckabee's talk
Yeah.
show as one of those.
And yeah, again, I don't know. Is it what are the dates? Is it happening? People have been talking about it for a while because
Here, I've
saw,
got the
like,
most I've got the most recent with the bill. So yesterday, this is an article, this is Newsweek.
oh, I'm
So
blanking on her name. She's very funny.
yes, I just saw her listed.
Weird bowl
and
cut. She posted the offer
yes.
and explained why she I feel
Berbiglia
bad
opener.
now.
Berbiglia opener. He kind of gave her the spotlight a handful of years ago. So here's the list.
Yeah.
You ready?
Atsuko. I forget the last name.
Here is the
She's
list.
great, but she posted, she's like, I obviously turned this down. Here is the offer. She did black out the amount,
Yes.
which I don't know if I'm just being curious, but like Maria Bamford talks so much about like being open about how much performers getting paid. And I'm like, God, I agree with you. It does still feel weird when I talk about gigs. Like, I don't want to talk about what I'm being paid to be on this cruise ship right now, you know? Like, I'll
That's
tell
fine.
you privately, but I don't want to put it on the podcast. And I don't know why, because I feel like
it's the
more we
it's,
talk
it's
about
the
it,
same thing.
it's better for everybody.
Yes.
It just makes me uncomfortable.
It's what we've talked about before. You're not gonna be invited to come to a show, kick open the door, and be like, "This is my political feelings. This is how I think. If you don't believe this, money, you're not going to do that." It's that I think it falls in the same line.
That's probably, yeah.
Newsweek, reputable, released yesterday. There's more to come. Here is the list.
Well, it was at one time reputable, but enough that I'll believe this list from Newsweek.
Yes. Mo Amir, Aziz Ansari, Wayne Brady, Hannibal Buress.
That was, I don't know if the timing came through because I farted after Aziz Ansari. I mean, I'll make the fart sound now after everybody on this list, but that was specifically for Aziz. Because remember when he got like soft canceled? I think we talked about it at one point on the show where I was like, I see how, like, from if you're a very famous person, right, and people are just trying to sleep with you because you're very famous, I can see how he saw that interaction differently than she did. And like, I was willing to be like, maybe the whole thing's a misunderstanding. I still am for that specifically. But then he put out the bad special about like apologizing for it. And it's like, all right, man, just get the weird apology one out of the way and then get back to doing what you're good at. And then he did a pretty good season of a Netflix show and then a bad season of a Netflix show and then kind of went away. And now he's like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back. I'm going to directorial debut, Weird Angel movie with Keanu Reeves. What should I do the week that it's being released? Perform for Saudi billionaires so that everybody really wants to come support my movie.
Oh, I think you forgot one of the actors in the Weird Angel movie, Seth Rogen.
Is he in it? I saw the trailer once and I thought,
I believe
this
he's
looks
the third lead, but
unwatchable.
Yeah, but would you have thought the same about Dogma back in the day? So I don't know. High concepts.
No, I was super hyped for Dogma, but I was already a fan of Kevin Smith at that point.
Okay.
If I didn't know who Kevin Smith was and you showed me Dogma, I might not have been into it. But I think Tusk is the only Kevin Smith movie where it's like, I mean, but I'll go see it. But I don't know if this one's for me.
Oh, Yoga Hosers. I watched a majority of it and stopped, not because I thought it was a bad movie, just because it was that thing of like, it's
even
not
that.
for
It's
me.
Like I wasn't like jazzed for it, but it's like, oh, we're doing a weird. He's weirdly into Canada right now. We're doing another weird Canadian movie. Yeah. All right, like yeah. Tusk. I don't like Cronenberg body horror stuff. So it's like this one might.
Cronenberg, you're mentioning one of my people, one of my favorites.
I know so many people who love him, and it's not like, oh, he sucks. It's just like, I don't. It's yucky and it makes me feel uncomfortable, which I understand is the point.
It's the yin and yang between us. You are Lynch. I am Cronenberg.
Yeah.
When you talk about the Odd Couple,
love both of them.
Yeah.
And there's overlap, sure, but I don't know.
Yes.
Like I love weird stuff that makes you uncomfortable. I don't love weird, yucky stuff that makes you uncomfortable. There's moments in Lynch stuff that like,
yeah.
The chicken in Eraserhead is probably my least favorite part of Eraserhead.
That's your least favorite part of Eraserhead? Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have anything
like, you
chicken? Don't like, but like you, because of being pretty close to vegan.
Yeah,
is it
that's a big
is it
part
just
of it.
because? Yeah, okay.
Let me baby stuff is yucky, but like I connect to it emotionally differently. Sorry, yes, keep listing monsters in our industry.
Good gravy. This list. I'm gonna say it gets worse, and it shouldn't be surprised. Dave Chappelle
is.
Hey, Dave
probably
Chappelle.
The closest person on that list to like a guy I'm still kind of a fan of, even though that was truer a decade ago than it is now.
These are all Kanye. These are all Kanye to me now. Everybody on this list is Kanye.
He's doing like a soft Kanye. I mean, like he started being a landlord a couple years ago and like talking about how great that is, which I don't love.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's one of those things where it's like, oh, if I was this person, I would be that person. Where it's like, look, he's coming at industry and, money from a different place than I am. So I don't know. I don't know what I would have done in Hannibal Buress's position,
You are.
But also, we've talked about it before. Yeah. I truly don't. Just the thought of money makes me uncomfortable.
Yes.
So I don't know what to do with it.
Regardless that this is, when approached with something when the amount of money is so ridiculous and that could fund and like you're doing the pros and cons, I think part of the red flag of when it comes to an exuberant amount of money is just that what are you what are you being paid for at
Yeah.
the end of the day? And I'm not even saying like, and now you got to kill a dude, or now you got to blow a dude, or now you got to do something to a dude, make him laugh.
I honestly, any of those three situations would really depend on who the dude is.
I know, and that's so the amount of money when the figure is that much. I think the first thing is to go, oh, it's a red flag that it is this much. What are they really paying for?
Yes.
Dave Chappelle, Louis
Anytime.
C.K., Whitney
Yeah. Finish
Cummings,
the list.
Pete Davidson, Chris DiStefano.
Yeah. Boo. From he was a MTV Guy Code guy, right?
Chris
Was that?
DiStefano is if I'm not
I'm at a
incorrect.
disadvantage here because I only have one device connected to the internet here on my cruise ship, so I can't like Google stuff. I think he was on
Yes.
MTV's Guy Code, which so when I was at Geekosystem, when I started there, the previous guy in charge had made like a link sharing deal with them
Yes.
where every day we would share X number of Guy Code things and they would share X number of Geekosystem things. And then when I took over, the first thing was this has to go. We're not. This sucks. Like this is kind of pre Barstool Sports at least being popular. Like it might have been around, but wasn't what it is today. Where it's
But it's
just like, oh,
but it's post man show, and it's trying to
this
still
is
hold
the
on.
worst kind of like broy misogyny going around on the internet. We're cutting ties with these guys immediately. Um, and I think he came out of that.
Yes, he did.
So I've never rocked with that dude.
Omid Djali,
Don't know who
unfamiliar.
that is.
Zarna Garg,
But
I do.
Chris is
Very
it's like
surprised.
truly, I've not even looked at his work because it's like, oh, you're from Guy Code. I hate Guy Code. I'm not going to look into what you're doing. So I don't know. I mean, now I don't want to because of this. But like, if you told me he had a couple banger albums before this, I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll give him a listen. Maybe I should give this guy a try instead of writing him off completely because of a job he had 15 years ago. But I don't know. A job you have right now is making me want to write you off, bud.
Zarna Garg, I cannot believe is on
That
the
I was
show.
surprised by. I don't know her super well. The last show I did before everything shut down was with her, and it was like a noon brunch. Bring your kids to this bar in downtown Manhattan for a family-friendly comedy show. And I'd never worked with her, met her before that. I was like, oh, she's really funny. And then like
Very
a couple
funny.
of friends went and opened for her on like huge shows, and I didn't realize how big she was getting. Um, very funny. Incredibly disappointed to find out that she did this.
And her star is on the rise. And of course, this is a networking thing. You're going to be rubbing elbows with all these people, and who knows what could come of it. I know what's coming of it for me. Wayne
She
Brady
did have a joke. I don't remember what it
is
was. There was a joke
a
that
hard one on this list for me. Like I
again, kind of surprised.
Yeah.
Especially after like again, like I was never a big Who's Line guy. He would pop up sometimes on the Drew Carey show. That was like my main point of reference for him.
Let's make a deal.
But it was always like it was always in the worst episodes because they would just have the Who's Line guys on and they would like ruin an episode of Drew Carey with like improv games.
Yeah.
But he did, I think it was WTF, or maybe Pete Holmes. He did an interview last year, I think, where it's like, oh, I've never like considered how this guy approaches anything. And it was like really interesting. He was talking about being, I think he landed on calling himself pansexual. And he talked about that journey and like dealing with depression and everything. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize like Wayne Brady had so much going on internally that I could relate to.
Yeah.
And then
his actor, like his turn as Aaron Burr in Hamilton was a
oh, I bet he
fantastic
was great
run
at
and
it.
such a great character for him to play because of the
He's
same
another guy
reasons.
who's like, oh, the thing you do, you are great at. I'm not interested in that thing though. So,
well, I was going to say subverting expectations for the amount of talent that he has in different facets. So again, one of the
yeah.
first times anybody got to see that was on the Chappelle Show, where he plays Wayne Brady.
Yeah.
We will keep going. Ben Hart, Kevin Hart, Gabriel
Ben the
Iglesias.
Hitman Hart. Kevin Hart,
Pearson?
I'm not surprised at all.
No, makes sense.
Like
Here's one.
that's the least. Oh, billionaires are offering an insane amount of money to perform at in Saudi Arabia. Like, yeah, he was. I think I already said this about Whitney Houston. He was probably first in line. Not Whitney Houston, Whitney Cummings. Kevin
Whitney
Hart was probably
Houston.
first in line. He's
They
like, oh,
tried. They offered her so much
big
amount of
check.
money that she almost came back to life.
They're like, he's like, oh, he will just follow the check for anything.
And a little bit of crack.
Kevin Hart.
Oh no, Whitney Houston. Jim Jeffries. Very surprised.
Surprised. Again, not a dude I'm super familiar with, but like seems like the kind of guy who would be making fun of everyone else on this list for doing this.
I've got one more name that I think is a surprise, and maybe there'll be some other surprises. I don't know who this is. Jimeon? Am I looking stupid by mispronouncing this? And it's somebody that
Probably.
I do know. Jimeoin.
Not Jimon Hansu.
He's a Northern
That's the
Irish
actor. He plays
Australian
Heimdall.
comedian and actor. Yes.
Jimon Hansu plays the Heimdall in the Thor movies, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just a name that sounded close to the name you were saying. I don't really think it was this person.
I don't know who that is. Okay, moving on. Maz Jobrani.
Maz
Jobrani. Here's the other surprise, unless there's somebody else that surprised me later. Jessica Kirson.
That again, not super familiar with her. I've been on a couple lineups with her over the years.
Very funny.
Where like when I was starting out and I would do like bringers or like showcases, she was a couple times like the big headliner at the end. Yeah. So it's like, here's 10 new people, and if you sit through them long enough, you get like an actual comic at the end. She's very funny. Surprised she's doing it. Yeah, I don't know. Yep. But again, like I'm not, other than having seen a couple sets of hers, like I'm not that familiar with any body of work she's put out.
I'm going to go through these ones pretty quickly because I think there's not a lot of big surprises.
Thought you were done.
And I do want to talk about something more positive after this before we go. Joe Coy, Bobby Lee, Sebastian Maniscalco, Sam Morril. Man, Sam. Is that the end of the list? Because
he's another guy. People
on my phone.
He was around New York when I was starting out and would like, again, be kind of like a couple steps ahead of me, getting spots around the city. We'd occasionally be on stuff, but it's like people are like, oh, he's great. I was like, I don't like what he's doing. Doesn't do anything for me. Doesn't seem like a bad dude. It's just like, I don't know, like
well, and not that it matters, but ex of Taylor Tomlinson during COVID. Is that why I know a little bit more about him than I would?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that.
He's not.
Is he the terrible ex? Doesn't she have like a famously bad ex that was?
Well,
I don't want to.
It might. I don't want
to start any rumors.
Yeah, I don't want to start.
I might be thinking of someone
here
else.
We go.
Yeah,
Sam. God, this list is insane. Sam Morril, Mark Norman, Russell Peters, Jeff Ross.
I'm not surprised Mark Norman.
Sugar Sammy, Andrew Santino, Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, obviously.
Tom Segura, Ali Sadiq, Ari Spears,
Ali Sadiq,
Chris Tucker.
I'm surprised Chris Tucker is on there.
Jack
not
Whitehall.
Because I'm surprised he did it. I'm surprised they asked him to do it. I'm surprised they're like, get the guy from The Fifth Element. Is he still around? Jack Whitehall.
He has been doing
the most uptight, rich British dude around.
How much did they offer Mulaney?
His dad was probably already friends with Saudi billionaires.
True.
He probably helped put the lineup together.
They probably reached out to all the other comedians, and no one will like these people anymore. They'll have no choice but to come and see only me and Mike Birbiglia. That's what they'll do.
That's a weird Jack Whitehall impression.
Do you
were you doing Mulaney? No, Jack Whitehall. I'm saying Jack Whitehall.
No, I know.
Probably.
No, I'm saying.
Put the
I thought you were saying Mulaney's dad, who is known for
No.
like
Is
making like
Mulaney on the
huge
list?
deals. No,
Stop
I
talking.
just want to know
Oh, okay.
what Mulaney and like Chris Rock and like Ali Wong, like some other people that Maria Bamford, like I want to know if there's any people that were asked how much they were offered and then said no. Like I think that list is equally as important right now.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a couple people, and like some of them I can't tell if it's a joke or not. Um
Right.
if
If
I
you and
got
I did
asked,
it,
I
it would
would.
be a joke. Yes.
Right. But genuinely, if for whatever we wouldn't, because we're not famous. But there's people who probably think this way about Dry Bar Comics,
Sure.
right? Because of Angel Studios, they're like, oh, well, if you did this, then you don't care about the. And like, genuinely, when I did it, I didn't know. Like, I knew what Dry Bar was. I knew it's based in Utah. I knew they put out very clean specials, which even then I felt weird about. So I had mixed feelings doing it. But now it's like, yeah, I don't know. If I went and did another one, would I feel worse? Would I want to do it? They've not asked me. They've not returned my emails 6 months ago when I emailed them about maybe doing a second one. So I don't know. Maybe it's
And
because we keep bringing it up on here and talking about how weird it makes us.
well, and honestly, I mean, there have been a lot of people that they've been booking that if they were on this list, I would not be surprised. So that is also what is
Yeah.
helping drive the wedge of as much as I've talked about, we've talked on here, the transparency of would have been
Like
willing
God,
to
if I
do
if I
another
book another
special.
one and I go out and they're like, okay, you're recording the same night as Rob Schneider. I don't want to be on a show with Rob Schneider, actually. I imagine they're gonna have to let him try again. He went
Oh,
and recorded one.
I'm sure he's recorded three, kind of like Adam Carolla has. They probably are paying them so much that they are banking.
No, I mean they probably. I we did we talk. I know you and I have talked about it. I don't remember if it was on the show. So they announced him. I think surprisingly, Patrick Warburton
Yes, yes.
was doing one. Surprising for a couple reasons. One, didn't know he was doing stand up.
Mhm.
Um, not in the top of the show. He's not a comedian way. Like I just
Yes.
didn't know that was a thing that he did. Um,
Now it is.
but you could have streamed it, but you had to pay to stream it, and I
Mhm.
couldn't bring myself to pay to like hate watch Rob Schneider do comedy. If it was like, because when I did it, they were live streaming it like right to Facebook,
Mhm. Yeah, I watched
which
yours
I
when
didn't
you were recording
know.
it.
I didn't know. Somebody, I mean, it might have been you. Somebody texted me
I think it
during the
was me.
first one that they were watching it, and I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was live stream. So I was posting about it before the second one. I'm like, oh, if I could have done that, because he's not good at it. Like every 6 weeks or whatever, there's a news article about Rob Schneider being booked at a thing and then bombing so hard they cut the mic on him or something.
Oh, okay. So
Um,
No Theo Vaughn on this list, and again, this is just now we're just bitching, but and we got to make it positive. But apparently, he and I don't know enough about this. I just saw a headline, could be wrong, whatever.
yeah,
Do
they put out. He was like in a supercut that the White House put out about some bullshit they were doing, and he's like, hey, don't include me in this, even though he did everything in his power to make that happen. So yeah, it's too late, man. I don't.
not that I
I
read a
saw.
thing that he was supposed to be recording his Netflix special. Is that what you saw?
Oh, yeah.
And that he
No,
bombed?
I was talking about something else.
Oh,
Yeah, I
so
saw
I
a couple
just
posts about people like walking out of the recording, and like not a couple people, like the one post I saw, they're like, I left with like a third of the audience had already left, and I'm outside the theater, and people are still leaving.
I heard it was such a mass exodus that unless this is part of some machinations of his for the special,
Yeah, unless
which it
it's like a weird
probably
bit.
is. I'll say this
I
too,
don't
and I
know.
know this is just being shitty because I've been hurt so many times. I don't think Spaceballs 2 is a real movie. I think they're making a Super Bowl commercial.
Ooh, I would hate that.
I don't know
I
why.
don't know if I believe you.
That's my gut. That's my
I
gut
don't
feeling.
care about Spaceballs,
Neither do I.
which is a thing that people seem surprised to find out about me. Knowing my general fondness for Mel Brooks, it just of the parodies that he's done, that's the one that most feels like, are you making fun of me? Are you making fun of me for liking Star Wars, Mel Brooks? Like, I remember as a kid watching it and like, well, John Candy's really funny. I like that. The Pizza the Hut part is great because that's my favorite food.
Oh,
But
that
then,
didn't
like,
gross you
as I
out?
got older,
Now that we know your
no,
Cronenberg thing, like when he gets eaten to death, when he eats himself to death, that didn't bug you?
it's like Big Bang Theory. When it started, like I would watch it, and I was like, oh, I like that guy was in Garden State. I like him. Oh, the little boy from Roseanne, he's all grown up now. Okay, I'll watch this. And then like a couple episodes, it's like, oh, you guys are making fun of nerds. Like this isn't a show for nerds. This is a
Oh, you
show
can go
that
back on a previous episode and audio drop right now where I call it blackface for nerds.
yeah,
Like
I've
that's
called it that in the past,
yeah.
and people get mad at me. And I was like, no, I'm not saying it's as bad. I'm just saying it's a similar device.
Yes.
I think we clipped that out and put it on social media just because we knew people would get mad at us for saying
And I
it.
don't think anybody did because
Um,
no one cares about you or well, I mean, people care about you. People don't care about me.
we got a couple comments that it was a wild thing to say, if I
Did
remember.
we?
But no,
Okay, okay.
I agree. It's not. I'm not saying it is equally as bad. I'm saying the mechanic of dressing up as something you are not to ridicule that thing. That's what Big Bang Theory was. Um,
Yes, 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 yes. I will say positively, I watched it during COVID, not positive with COVID when I watched. I don't think no, I didn't. Because I didn't get COVID until a year later. Palm Springs, I
man, I went a year and a
rewatched.
half. Oh, it's great.
So good. I
Palm
hadn't
Springs
watched
is
it
really
since COVID.
good. I've talked about my weird incorrect reaction to Andy Samberg being in things because of my he signed on late to be a guest on a thing my company Ecosystem was co-producing, so I had to redo a bunch of work.
Oh, I don't know this.
No fault of his.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know the story.
really? I
Yeah.
swear to God, I've talked about it on the show.
Mm-mm.
So when I was writing at Ecosystem, we were co-producing an event at South by Southwest, and like 2 days before the event, he signed on to be a guest, and I had to redo a bunch of work, and I was annoyed. Also, I wrote his name wrong in an email, and his people yelled at me in the email. I was like, well, he's not on the email, so just don't tell him I spelled it wrong. I don't know what to
Just be
tell it. Like
cool.
we'll spell it right on the website. Like it's an
Yeah.
email. We're like, they were weird about that. So as people, I think I'm genuinely mad. But like
Did you do
I
URG instead of ERG?
Sandberg,
Yeah. Oh, you did
not
Sandberg, like Sandler,
yeah,
not Sam
yes,
Berg.
that's what I put.
Okay.
And I was like, no, I know. Hey, I type stuff wrong all the time. I've been getting really defensive lately. If people point out typos to me on social media, um, and it's like, yeah, I have really bad eyes. Like looking at my phone is hard. So I keep wanting to like Photoshop an image. Like I'll take a picture of my phone with my iPad and I want to Photoshop the image to like replicate how I'm looking at stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
To be like, yeah,
The
this is
reflection
what
of your phone as you're typing it
no, there's
of
two
you.
phones.
Oh.
Both of them are blurry. There's also an additional layer of double vision top to bottom where like it looks like two layers of text very tightly on top of each other. So it's like right now I'm looking at you, right? There's two overlapping images of my phone with the screen. Both are a little blurry. I see there's a timestamp at the front. If I don't really focus, I can't see what the time says. So when people are like, do you mean it's like, yeah, that's what I meant. And you know that's what I meant, but I can't, it's hard for me to see the text that I messed it up. And it's past the 15-minute edit window on Threads. So get off my dick about it.
It does bug me, and I do put it in a little like, well, let's just keep this as like a post-it over here in my mind. When people misspell my name or incorrectly address me a bunch of different in a myriad of
Yeah.
ways in email, because my email
Ricardo
name
Gore.
is my name. So
Yeah.
if then you misspell Ricky, Rickie, or just whatever, like I get typos, but if it appears more than or Rick, that's the thing. People love for their own edification maturing me when they say my name or they think it's needs to be done. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, it's Ricky. I was like, that's my name. You don't.
I know I just made a big deal about getting mad when people point out typos. I do not like it when people spell my name with two N's.
Yeah.
But
And it's
that's different. Like if I make a random typo in some dumb one-off joke on Threads, that's different than like your name, you know?
yes.
Like
If you're
it's
seeing the name.
obviously more personal. And also, if it's on email or on social media, my handle everywhere is just my name. Uh my email is my name. Like it's right there.
I'm
There,
a,
I think I've called him out before, but anytime I get an email from Hodgman, he spells it with two N's, and I can't tell if he's doing it as a bit at this point. Not that we email a ton, but for as long as I've known him, every single time he has texted or emailed my name, it has had two N's in it.
well, there's two reasons. He either has been doing it for so long and that's what he actually thinks your name is, or it's a
It's a
bit.
very real possibility. Or
It's
right,
one of
like
it's one
he
of those two.
there's obviously a power dynamic, like a power differential there
Yeah.
of like I think about this way more than he does, obviously, but I also always reply John with two N's. Like he was in the one book he texted me to like because it was about the show that we did together at Steel Stacks. He was trying to see if I remembered a detail, and he included Glenn with two N's, and I wrote back John with two N's, and then he replied to thank me, and again Glenn with two N's, but no reference to
Two
now there
ends.
being an additional N. Yeah, I'm not. It's not like oh I can't believe he does this. It's just like if anyone's doing it on purpose, I think it might be him. But other times when people do it, it's like hey, if I show up at a college and it's oh actually colleges the thing I get more upset about is if they put Mr. Tickle on the poster instead of Glenn Tickle.
Yes. Because they're
Because
making a
then,
choice.
yes, I have a joke where I talk about as a substitute teacher and I was Mr. Tickle. Yes, I like the joke. It's very funny. I'm going to do it tonight. That's not how I want to be introduced, right? The joke is that it's an insane thing to have people call you. So don't put it on a poster for people who don't know the joke to be like, why would I go see this now at this point? Why would I go watch this old man with such a dumb, childish name? Why did they let him on this college campus? Right? Like, I'm very defensive about the idea of using stage names. So, and that's
Oh,
happened a couple times, every time at colleges.
I've not seen a stage name that that I like. That I'm just like, oh yeah, this is better than you using your regular
I've
name. I
known a
guess
couple
maybe
people
Larry
who
the
use a
Cable
different
Guy.
name because when they were starting out, they were worried about comedy interfering with their real job. So,
Mhm.
like, I know a couple comics who just on stage they use their middle name, but now that's all they do. So it's like, I don't know if it's public, so I won't say which one, but like, yeah, one of my friends, I call him by his middle name. I know his real first name, but I've been calling him his middle name for 15 years. It'd be weird if I switched it up now. Plus,
Right.
at this point, everyone in his life calls him that. So,
So when this drops,
but that's different. It's not like Johnny Chuckles. It's just a different name,
yeah,
you know?
this drops on the 3rd. When you're listening, anybody's listening to this, I will be turning 40 6 days after that on October 9th. If anybody
Oh
wants to
yeah,
send me well wishes or not well wishes. To bring up Palm Springs again, I remember enjoying the movie, but
it's great. Palm Springs is great. Andy Samberg
I've
is very funny. I feel weird that when people bring him up, I have a negative reaction because of a work thing from 15 years ago. He's great. Andy Samberg, I
I know
love
you
your
love
work.
Kristen. I know you
Kristen
love
Milioti, I
Kristen
wasn't going to
Milotti.
bring it up and be weird about it, but step on me,
Yep.
please. She won
I
for
didn't
Penguin,
realize
right? For
that.
the Emmys? Did she
Yeah,
win?
yeah, she won the Emmy. I
Category
didn't realize the
fraud, I
first time I
think.
had seen it because I don't think I had seen it. But Jonathan Demme's Rachel Getting Married, I didn't
Yeah.
put two and two together that Palm Springs is a lot like a marriage of that movie and Groundhog's Day.
Okay.
That I knew the Groundhog's Day. I knew that the all of that. Like I got all of that. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
so they're leaning more into the what if, like we started the movie at the end of the movie, and Bill Murray is not trying to better himself. He's just lived there for 1,000 years and is just like, this is my purgatory. I forgot a lot
Yeah.
of the Kristen Milianati storyline, and I also forgot. I've appreciated Sandberg. I've appreciated Lonely Island. I'm figuring out that I love them more than I ever knew because I never bought the albums. I never listened to the Lonely Island albums. I don't listen to
I
their
think I put it
music
on once,
beyond
and
the
it's like, oh, if
videos.
it's yeah. I don't.
And,
I've been trying to explain this to people for a long time now. I don't like listening to music I don't know.
right, and then the catch-22 is
Even
like,
if
well,
it's a
then
band I like.
how do you
It
learn
is
it?
like
How do
if
you get to
hard
know it?
and it's most of the music I enjoy is from it was featured in a TV show or movie or sometimes like a commercial. Like
Mhm.
Feist's 1 2 3 4 was on an iPod Nano commercial, I think. And it's like, oh, I like the song from the iPod commercial. Let me look up Feist. And I like that song. There's a couple. She did one with Ben Gibbard from Death Cab
Mhm.
for Cutie, or maybe with Death Cab for Cutie. So it's like, oh, well, I like them. So let me listen to that one. But it's like, well, I'm not going to put on a whole Feist album. I think I did, but it's like, yeah, I don't like listening to stuff for the first time.
I
Um,
don't love that Feist song because I've watched it so many
the
times.
Sesame
She
Street
sang it.
one.
Yep. 1 2 3 4
Um,
penguins walk
that
across
was one of
the
my
floor.
favorite Sesame Street videos to watch with my kids because I like that song. The two songs that have been the theme songs for Peacemaker are not songs I would have probably listened to otherwise, but are now both in heavy rotation. They're on like the playlist I put on at the gym and the playlist I put on before shows. It's oh, I forget the band. Do You Want to Taste It was the first one, and then Oh Lord by Foxy Shazam is the current one, and they're
Yeah.
both great. I have put on because I like that song so much, and I'm so unfamiliar with Foxy Shazam, but I do love that that is their band name. It's like I will like give this a shot, and I found a couple other of their songs that I like. Also, if you like Queen, give Foxy Shazam a try.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the same as oh my god, why can't it? Fox on the Run, original Ballroom Blitz. That's another fantastic like prog rock band of the 70s that if you are a Queen fan,
Yeah,
why
but I
Fox on
wouldn't
the
have ever come across
Sweet,
Foxy Shazam
the band Sweet.
without it
Yeah,
being the theme
Peacemaker.
song to Peacemaker. And it's
All
like,
right.
well, I like that song because then I think about this show that I like. You
We
know?
are gonna wrap it up because this
Yeah,
Daddio
you
has,
got
and I
important stuff
guess
to
I'd
do, and I have to.
be awesome in the South Americas. I guess I
Yeah,
switched out the van and the car
I'm
with
close. I'm
Allie.
close to home now. We're getting to port pretty early tomorrow. I'm between Cuba and Florida right now. I don't think in the Bermuda Triangle, but near it. Man, the Bermuda Triangle's so big. I never realized, I never looked it up. I'd heard about it, I knew the points of it, and I never looked at them. It's huge. So the fact that people are like, oh, so much spooky stuff happens. Yeah, man, it's a huge area of open ocean. You're being dumb. It's enormous. And I've been in and out of it now a couple of times doing cruise gigs.
Dirty
Obviously,
girl.
nothing bad happens because ghosts aren't real. But, oh, it's so dumb that people are like, oh, this spooky, huge area. Oh, we can think of 5 scary things that have happened here. It comes up in an episode of the X Files where Scully's like, you could move that triangle to anywhere on Earth, and you would have the same number of weird things. But it's huge. I thought it was like a pretty tight area. It's not. It's enormous.
That's why shit happens. It's because it's vast. That's yeah. It's kind of like the same idea, right? You can move that triangle anywhere. This goes back to like our city thing of just like when it's a larger area or it's more densely populated, the chances, the percentages of things happening exponentially go up.
Yeah. I
Like
was talking to I was hanging in a hot tub because guys, my job is hard. And I was having some quiet hot tub alone time, and then some cruise guests joined me in the hot tub.
ruined it.
And then ruined it. So before I could figure out a good way to get up and leave without making it look like I just got up and left because they got in,
which is fine.
they started talking to me, which again,
Trapped. That's
don't
why you
love
just get
that.
up and leave. That's because you were too nice by worrying that they would think that you were getting up and leaving
Yes.
because of them.
Well, first there was two of them, and then they were just talking
Cute.
to each other. They said like hello, and I'm fine with that. And then they were talking to each other. I had my earbuds in the hot tub, dark glasses. Clearly, I'm not looking to make friends. But then the one lady went up to get another drink, so the other lady started talking to me, and I mentioned, I was like, "Oh," she's like, "Oh, did you go to port today?" I was like,
Did you
I
do
actually got
this?
on the
Did
ship."
you go, oh, like, I'm sorry?
No, I tap it because if I'm listening to
Yeah.
something, I pause it.
Hmm.
But I've been wearing them a lot more just without listening to anything, just because they have the noise canceling.
Hmm.
Because I don't know where they are right now. I have a big pair of noise canceling headphones that work the noise canceling way better, but they're enormous, and I think they make me look like a Cyberman. I've worn them on the they're what I wear sometimes at home, um, but they work better. But they're bigger and look weirder if I'm trying to talk to you and you see I have giant headphones on. But these, I think people understand. I can still hear you, or because I have a big head, they might not even see them in. Um, but this lady was talking to me. I was like, "Oh, I got on today," and she's like, "Why? This is like the third to last day of the cruise." I was like, "I know, I'm a guest entertainer, so like they switch us out. So if you saw a comic last night, they got off today. I got on." And she's like, "Oh, interesting." And I was talking about how I was walking around. Um, I walked from the hotel to the port, which was about 2 miles. And she's like, "You walked?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's not that far. It took about an hour. Like it was a little hot, but
Hmm.
I like going for walks." She's like, "No, weren't you like worried? Because you're not in like the tourist area. You're going in between." And I was like, "I'm 6 feet tall and I'm a large man. So I present as harder to kidnap than I probably really am." Also, I have my travel cane with me because my back was really messed up before the
Hmm.
trip, and airplane seats mess it up even more. Um, so I just have a backpack for the week, but it's got a week's worth of stuff in it, so pretty heavy. So when I have it on, I had to use the cane because it was making my back hurt. So I'm 6 feet tall. I'm about 240, carrying a big metal stick. So like again, not that I'm an imposing looking guy, but if you're a criminal looking for someone to do crime on, I feel like I'm probably not your first pick, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
If you're a criminal
but
looking
also
to do
like it's
crime on.
9 o'clock in the morning. What are you talking about? And she's like, "Weren't you worried about getting kidnapped?" No. like I'm not. Uh it was a lovely walk. I took the bus for part of it because I love public transit. Um
And people watching.
mm,
Watching.
I would
Not
I would rather
interacting.
not interacting, for sure,
Yeah.
not interacting. I would have loved it if the bus was empty and not kind of crowded, which is why I took it
Yeah.
not as far as I could have on the route. Like a big chunk of the route, there was just a bus that went straight through it. I took it about half that. But also, like I like going for walks around places.
Very, very
I saw
rarely is
someone did some.
a nuts to butts situation on public transportation ever a fun one.
It wasn't like packed,
Yeah.
but I don't like being around people. But I saw some great Ninja Turtle graffiti on the
Hell
walk
yeah.
after I got off the bus. So you don't see the Ninja Turtle graffiti if you're not going to get out there and walk around. So many people did try to sell me cocaine, not on the walk because it was 9 in the morning, but when I got to the hotel the first night and I was walking around to find a place to get dinner, and like the hotel was near, there's like a fort of some kind. It's like a historic district. So I was
Hmm.
like, "Oh, I'll walk around." There's like tourist stuff. So many people tried to sell me cocaine. Um,
That's not how you
and
sell
I
cocaine. How you sell cocaine is you give the first toot for free.
One, I started just replying to them in Hungarian, which is
Yes.
what I do when I don't want people to bother me,
Hmm.
uh, because so few people know it. Like if I knew Spanish and I tried replying in Spanish, I guess in Colombia it wouldn't work. Like if I'm at home and I'm walking around Target and I don't want anybody to be like, "Oh, can I help you find anything?" If I replied in Spanish, they might know some Spanish. If someone says, "Oh, can I help you find anything?" You're like, "Oh, nemertem." They don't know what that is, and they're like, "Oh yeah," and they just leave you alone.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, he's not
so
a
that's
dumb
that's my
American
pro tip.
tourist that's going to buy my cocaine.
Yeah, he did. It was $50 for a gram. I don't know if that was American or Colombian.
Oh,
American, that
yeah.
seems high.
I don't know.
If it's
I've never
Colombian,
been a so
that
like
seems very affordable. But I'm not a drug guy, so I wasn't going to buy it regardless of price. That's not the issue. But it's like, oh, are you? Is this either too expensive, or are you giving me a great
it's
deal on what is?
always in my experience in the entertainment world, the most cocaine that I've ever seen was when I was a server and a house MC at the Funny Bone Comedy Club. I think I've told
Yes, I believe you. You've at least told me this story. I think it was on
yeah,
the show.
no, yeah, I'm not even going to tell the story. Just Mitch Hedberg and Pablo Francisco. So, and then a couple of the workers. So it's always like peripherally, but like I've never touched cocaine. I've never done cocaine. And I don't think, and I could be surprised, have been around anybody who has been like habitually using it. It's not a judgment, just I am ignorant as well to what a gram,
Yeah,
like if that
I
is
was
market
worried
value, street
um,
value.
when I was talking to my psychiatric nurse practitioner who I see for ADHD. When he prescribed me the Adderall, it's like, hey, just one quick question. I do have a couple international trips coming up. Is this going to be a problem, like traveling with it? Because I know it's a controlled substance, and the laws
Mhm.
are different in different places. And he's basically like, well, just keep it in the prescription bottle. Don't bring more than you need. You're probably going to be fine. Um, but also, like, I can get by without it. If I try to go somewhere and I get, 10 Adderall confiscated at the border, it's not, chemo. It's not like keeping me
Mhm.
alive. It is just like, oh, the show tonight might be a little sloppy. Like that's fine. But he's like, if you roll up with 200 of them, that might be an issue. And then he
Intense.
goes, where are you going? And I was like, oh, I have to fly to Colombia. And he's like, I don't think you have to worry about bringing drugs to Colombia being an issue, man. I think you're going to be fine. And I was like, I think you're probably right.
Did he hold for
They didn't
laughter?
even ask. Yeah, he knew he was making a fun little joke.
Yeah, no, I know.
Since before traveling with Adderall, because I have to travel with medication because of everything else that's wrong with me.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not new.
You're a broken boy.
I'm a broken boy. Before traveling with the Adderall, if I was going through customs anywhere, they'd be like, "Do you have any medication?" And I would have to tell them. Like when I went to Grand Cayman, they're like, "This is a lot of medication. You're only here for one night. This is a lot of medicine." I was like, "There's a lot wrong with me, and I'm also not here for a night and then going home. Like I'm going here, then to Florida, then somewhere out. Like I need this for like a week and a half trip." Um, since I've been traveling with Adderall, no one's even asked. When I was in Bermuda, I asked them. I was like, "Oh, last time I went through an international border, I had to like declare medication." They're like, "You got medication?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Do you need it?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Go ahead." I was
Do
like,
you have any
"Okay."
drugs? And you're like, for you? Like, are we
Yeah.
gonna go?
But again, it's like it's in the prescription bottle. It's not like I dumped a bunch out into an old prescription bottle before I left, so like I don't have a ton. I don't know, but I do have a stockpile because I always forget to take it. So I the guy is changing practices, and I was supposed to call the new practice and make an appointment, and I keep forgetting to do it because of the ADHD. But also, I have like 2 to 3 months of Adderall.
I
If I
don't
take it every
need
day,
you. Yeah.
still 2 to 3 months, and it's like, oh, when because now when I get off this call, I should send an email to the new practice, try to get an appointment. I'm gonna
Yes.
forget. 3 months from now, when I am actually out of Adderall, then I will remember, but then I will have to probably wait 2 months, and then it will be an issue.
Very, very angry at future and past Glenn. You live
Yeah,
a time traveler's life.
truly. I genuinely, if I remember to do something or like make a note, I will like, I will mindfully like thank past Glenn for like hooking me up.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. I literally
but
wrote
oh, you've
myself a
seen,
note this morning that I know I will walk past the area around the time when I need to remember it. Almost like a little fucking Christopher Nolan memento of just
yeah,
like, what's that? Because I know it'll catch my attention. I'll be like, oh, that's my handwriting. Oh. And then I would be
Yeah.
like, thank
I mean,
you.
you've seen the thing of like people, there's a phrase that like ADHD is expensive because you
Hmm.
forget stuff, especially when you travel. I mean, I've bought belts twice on trips with you specifically just because I forgot to bring one. I got one. I brought it this trip.
You didn't buy a belt, sir. You bought suspenders.
I
And
bought, well, because they didn't have,
handsomely congratulated on how dapper you look. Because I think someone said to you, not enough men. Oh, remember the weird lady in
oh, yeah, the weird lady in the
Walmart?
checkout was complaining that young men need to wear suspenders because
The
fucking
butt crack to be
15 years
shown.
ago, it was trendy to wear your pants real low. And I was like, that's
Yeah.
not, you're being weird and shitty to young people, but you're also doing it in a way that is outdated. So it would be great if you could stop talking to me. Also, why are you buying so much Vaseline?
Well, and it
So
was a
much.
woman.
She bought like 5 tubs of Vaseline.
It was a black woman near Columbus who I would guess demographically like age between 50 and 60, talking to two middle-aged, tired white guys who
Yeah.
I don't know if we were talking in the moment or not. I was holding a
I don't
belt
think we were.
and you were holding suspenders. Oh,
She's like,
sorry.
oh,
I was buying also underwear and socks. We clearly look like two people who were traveling, buying things that we
yeah.
forgot.
This is clearly stuff we forgot to bring with us to Columbus.
And it was great. And she like, and I think uncharacteristically, in your eyes, I engaged her. I
You
thought
did.
you thought, yeah,
I thought I was in the clear. I
yeah,
gave like a polite diversion of a reply, figuring this will be it.
yeah.
And
I
then you're like,
knew.
no, let's talk
Oh,
more.
I knew it was not the end. So so I know I said about you not getting out of the hot tub and playing niceties with the strangers that came in. Yeah, I do that too. It's on a day by day, account by
Well,
account
it's the thing of
basis.
like I don't want people to think I'm weird or rude. So I will make myself uncomfortable to prevent that from happening.
That's
Because if
healthy.
I'm sitting in a hot tub and you get in the hot tub and I silently get up and walk away, you'd be like, what the fuck that guy? Like, were you too good to
I
sit in the
don't
hot tub with me? It's like, no, I
know
just
because
if
of my
I
wife
clocked that
Allie.
they were coming
Yeah,
to the hot tub sooner, I would have just gotten up before they got in. That's the pro move, but I wasn't paying attention.
I think there's a healthy amount of worrying or thinking about giving mental space for what other people are thinking, and for most of the time, it's a waste of mental
Yeah,
acuity
oh,
of
whatever the healthy amount is, I do way
yeah.
more than that.
All right, I have to go. I love you, sir. I
You
hope
are
you
my
have a
friend. I care about you
fantastic.
deeply.
I hope you have a fantastic show tonight.
Yeah. When we have more time, I'll talk about why I hated traveling to Colombia. It's a beautiful
Ooh,
country.
let's do that
Getting
next
in and
episode.
out of it, getting in and out of it was a nightmare.
I look forward to that because
Um,
I love travel
yeah, yeah.
stuff. Because it
But I didn't
usually
want to just bitch for
there's a
nothing.
ton of usually hypocrisy. Because like exactly what you were saying of just like, do you need this medicine? There's no way like that answer. Like there's no
Yeah.
way you being asked
No, I
audible
brought 10 low
questions.
dose Adderall because
Yeah.
it's going to fund my trip. What are you talking about?
But there's also no checks and balances. And that person who works for whatever asking
Yeah.
you a question and that your answer could dictate if you get to keep thing.
Yeah. It
Wild.
every step of and it's not Colombia's fault.
No, no, no. And it's
It's I
different
mean some of
everywhere.
it might be. Right,
Yeah.
that's a big issue. But
Yes,
it
that's
was every step of the travel has been a nightmare. Including well, I'll complain about it after because it feels weird to complain about it before it happened because it might not happen.
yeah.
But our boy who booked me for an upcoming show is stressing me out. I'll text you. But
Oh,
go do
I'm
your thing. Uh,
thanks. Thanks.
do your many things. You're busy. I have to go. I might go if the hot tub's empty. I might go sit in it. But if there's people in it, then I'm not going to. And then I got 2 shows tonight.
I'm looking forward
So
to my respite of being less busy and less things that I have decision making as tomorrow, because this releases on Friday in that world, celebrating my 40th birthday by watching Pee Wee's Big Adventure, The Magnificent Seven with Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen,
yeah,
and closing it out with OG Rocky. on Saturday.
I
So
think we talked about it. Please know I did genuinely consider this trip. Like you invited me
that's
to this
insane.
thing,
You were
and I was
invited
like, I
because
like Ricky. I like
yeah,
2 out of 3 of those movies.
you don't like Rocky.
Um, I don't dislike it. I just don't care. But Magnificent Seven's great. Love Big Adventure. And it's like, oh, if I didn't have something going on, I might have made the trip. But I forget what it is, but like I'm already booked somewhere or something.
Well, I would have
Plus
never
it's like in
expected it.
between 2 cruise gigs. So it's like I should probably spend time with my wife and kids when I'm not out of the country.
I have
But
if it weren't for and if I didn't have 1,000 other things going on, if anybody is, I don't have a show to promote. If anybody is near the Wisconsin area, and I'm blanking on where it is, Port Ophir, I think it's like their 6th year horror festival, film festival is showing Sweetmeats on Sunday. If you want to see that in a theater setting, hopefully with
nice.
people
Oh, for
in
plugging
attendance.
stuff,
Yeah,
if you're
yeah,
in
plug,
St.
plug.
Louis, I thought this was a corporate gig when I booked it because of who I booked it through. It is a fundraiser for a children's museum that I think is called Miracle House. It might not be called that. And it
I
is
love
at
that I'm
the,
sensing you didn't know this when we first had been talking about this gig, that it was a fundraiser.
no, I didn't know
Yeah,
until they emailed me 2 days ago.
I love it.
Um, I want to say the Stifler Theater, but I think it was because we were talking about Eugene Levy. Um,
The Sean William Scott Theater.
I think it's called Miracle House. Might be Magic House. There's a children's museum in St. Louis. They're doing a fundraiser Friday night. I'm the entertainment. There's raffle. There's all kinds of stuff. It's at a fancy theater. You can come if you're in St. Louis. And if you don't want to go to that, but you want to go to the chess museum during the day, that's what I'll be at the St. Louis Chess Club and Chess Hall of Fame, looking at chess stuff. If you want to play, I'm really not very good. You can almost certainly beat me. I'm really hoping uh, Anand and Kasparov show up early. There's a huge chess event on October 7th that I'm missing by a couple of days. It's happening in St. Louis, and I cannot justify staying there for 3 days to watch a chess game as much as I want to watch Gary Kasparov and Vishy Anand play again. Um, but I'm hoping they're there early, and they just like I might like just happen to be at the chess club when they're there.
God, I hope that happens for you. Make a wish.
Yeah, it's up there. All right, love you, buddy.